it's Claire Felicity. So it's day 5 of my hunger strike. So it's been like 125 hours since I've eaten. No, 129. I don't know, somewhere in the 120s. Actually, smelling food is very, very hard. I went for a walk and I saw my reflection um, in a glass, like a store glass, and I was like, oh wait, where'd my butt go? That's okay. I'll get it back. So what do I want to talk about today? Well, I do want to talk about kind of what happened with me. The technology in general, like privacy issues. For example, did you know that your iPhone, even if it's off, if somebody's tapped it right, they can hear you? I didn't. And I didn't believe it until I found it in the news. Like, I knew it was happening. I could see it happening. I was seeing my life like roll out online, but I'm like, no way. No way. How my phone is off? Like, how could somebody know what I'm saying? So anyways, iPhone I call iFail. You will never see me buy another iPhone. I think my iPhone actually belongs in a museum because at this point I have no idea how many people might be in it. um, I still haven't heard from the authorities. Yeah, things are in limbo. But so, yeah, I think now one of the biggest things we have as parents and as, just people in general, we're so exposed to the digital age, is we need to be more informed about it. I wasn't. I was just, I went out and bought my smartphone like everybody else, and I'm an actress, and, we need to be on top of things. And it was really hard for me, actually, with casting directors and such, when this all started happening, because everyone wanted to email me and do all this stuff, and I realized that all my emails were being seen. So say if you're being stalked on a cyber basis, right? And somebody's in your devices. You're emailing where you're going, you're, giving all your things. And so your schedule is no longer your own. Your children's schedules are no longer their own, which freaked me out completely, which is the basis of why I left New Jersey and went into New York before going to my mom's, because my kids were threatened and she had their schedules and it was really, really crazy. So yeah, and then the mind screwing of a cyber stalker, but I'll talk about her some other time. Technology. So if your phone, I think the Androids are the best from what I've researched and from what I've heard and seen. Some of the Androids are the hardest to hack, but do your research, because really that's where crime is now, and there are obsessed people. And if you think about it, it's a natural progression for something like serial killers to move from hunting people in their neighborhood onto online. I mean, how easy is it for a cyber criminal to like bounce around and not even be seen? My girl's been doing this for years, and to celebrities and everybody, and no one can catch her. Apparently, she uses metaphors, so you have to be in the people's lives to understand what the photos mean. So say she blogs something, and it's a girl with her hair up in a bun, and there's a caption on it. Well, that morning I probably did my hair in a bun, and that caption has something to do with what happened in my life. But unless you know that, it just looks like a piece of art. So, she can have 7 million blogs doing that, and nobody knows that she's actually spying on them. One of the big things for me on these blogs that I noticed is that there's children and teenagers that normally, wouldn't put a picture of themselves up of the type she puts up. They're like goofy or off center, or, half of the kid is missing. And what worries me with that is she watching kids? Yes, obviously she's watching mine, but is she watching kids and taking their pictures as they're sitting in their room and they don't even know? And so, she's a pedophile. She's admitted it. Our devices can hurt us. They can hurt our children. And I still haven't gotten resolution to catching this girl. So here I sit, waiting for everyone to come clean. So delayed pictures would be something like you're taking your iPhone and you take a picture and you have a picture delay. That is an instant sign. Mine would actually dissolve and reload. I mean, like the whole system would dissolve and reload. I've gone through various stages, and I've gotten 16 phones, so don't tell me to get another phone. Thank you. When somebody really wants to find you, they do. What else? Your flash player stops working. That's been like on all of my devices. I have 4 computers. I have 2 phones. One I just decided to pay the bill on and not even use. You have delayed text, delayed voicemails. You update things. It says all of a sudden your thing is not updated and you need to update it for it to work, and it doesn't update. those are all probably signs that something's wrong. If you have an ex or a family member that is posting things online about you, even metaphorically, saying, you know, things that relate to your life and that they shouldn't know, check into it. It's much easier to hack a phone than you think. You can just buy a phone. You can Google it. Sadly, so we need to do some new laws. It's not about the Googling it, but just that our privacy is at stake, our safety is at stake, our children's safety is at stake. You can call in a line. That's how I think I was originally hacked, by Adam. You call in on the line, and you leave the line open, and you don't hang up. There's like a little program that you put into the phone, and then you don't hang up. And my line apparently was open from October 2010, early October 2010, which I didn't know till April, May 2011. So anyways, yeah, it's very easy for people to listen in on your conversations. Do a little research. Could save your life, could save your kids. And just because if we don't research it, it's never going to get taken care of. I mean, don't leave it up to the government, and don't leave it up to, you know, the computer makers to educate you. You have to educate yourself. Yes, I have a very interesting, strange situation. My privacy has been violated to an extreme degree, which brings me to the next thing, Bluetooth. Oh, Bluetooth. Did you guys know that in your alarm system, say like ADT now, you have a Bluetooth? And that Bluetooth you can send messages to from 30 feet outside. So say somebody wants to send a message to your alarm system to shut down, and they know how to do it. They can hack into it. I'm pretty sure they can, from what I've read and what I've seen. And I'm actually speaking from an experience with a Bluetooth and an ADT alarm system. My mother's home was hardwired with cameras that were put in, and I found the system, but I couldn't figure out how to turn it off and all this shit. So anyways, I kind of figured out what it was, but I wasn't at the end of it. And as I was trying to do it, the people that installed the cameras were trying to turn them off. So they pulled up to the front of the house, and it was really weird because I don't watch TV much. It's very rare for me to watch TV. It's very special. I watch shows. I just don't sit around and watch TV. So I was sitting there watching, what was it, Storage Wars at my mom's, and all of a sudden, just this blinking blue light is like flashing in the corner of the front room, and I look and I'm like, Mom, is that your alarm box? And she runs into the room, and I'm like, yeah, and we run towards it, and I'm like, well, why is the blue light blinking, but the warning sign, the red light, also saying something was wrong, was going off, but the actual alarm system was not going off. So, you know, outside there's a little white car parked, and as it sees me yelling to take the camera, Mom, get the camera, get the camera, it took off really fast. And then I unplugged the system because I actually found out where it was. I mean, that just confirmed for me that it was where it was. Like, I was really surprised that it was hardwired. And for those of you that don't know, somebody needs to take a lot of time to do that. It's easier to, like, digitally get someone's house than to hardwire it. You have to have time and means. But my mom's house was hardwired. So anyways, Bluetooth. Think about that. If someone can go outside of your house and you have an alarm system and you have this little Bluetooth in it, and these are in our phones too, and they can run little commands to hack you or whatever, how safe are you? And then if you call ADT and tell them that, the odds are that ADT is going to tell you, no, you cannot do that, because guess what? Most people don't realize you can do that. It takes a lot of logic, not just studies, and not the people selling it to you. I saw it from experience, and I don't think that everyone who has technology, including ADT, to their defense, realizes what people can do with it. And so it's time for them to also step up and realize what people can do with it. A Bluetooth, yeah, I mean, I saw it, it happened. There's no doubt in my mind that that is possible. So technology little tips, your Bluetooth on your phone, turn it off at all times, because someone standing next to you may just, you know, want some of your information. And nowadays we seem to have a lot of issues with privacy, even if you're an activist or anything. It's too easy to access our digital phones, and I'd like to keep talking about that. I actually want to make that a big topic when this comes out, is how easy it is for cyber criminals to stalk, and how hard it is for us to get help. My situation was extreme. Is there favoritism? Looks like it. But at the same time, it's a very complicated situation. So I'm doing okay, as you guys can see. I have my moments. I get a little lightheaded. It's the weirdest thing. But I'm all right. I mean, I'd like to eat. I really, really would like this to end sooner than later. So that's it for today. And unless I get a wild hair later and decide to do it again, and I hope everybody's doing good. And I hope that we all, think about things and where we're at today in our world, and how fast things changed since the 80s. I mean, who knew? Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that the authorities are fully capable yet of understanding where technology is at, or have the resources put in that area properly. And I'd like to talk about hacktivism sometime too. I think there's a need for hacktivism. I do understand that there's dangers with hackers. So it'd be cool if our Department of Justice could work with people who work with anti-pedophiles, because they don't have enough money to go and find these people, or people who have stalkers, and these hackers want to just make a difference in the world. I don't see that there's anything wrong with that. I think that's actually awesome, and that would be a really good thing to look at, because technology is going too fast, so you've got to go to the people who are in it, and the corporations aren't going to tell us what people can do to their stuff. Are you kidding? AT&T was like, no way can anybody hear your phone. Apple was like, no way. Yeah, right. Oh, and by the way, Macs. Yeah, they are hackable. They're very hackable, actually. My theory is that they're hackable, but you don't see it. I saw it, but you don't see it usually because they erase their own logs. Yes, they erase their own logs. So think about it. You get hacked, and you didn't check, went on with your business. Then you realize it, and you're like, oh, I don't have time. And you come back, and it's like nothing happened on your computer. Yeah, something might have happened, but your log got erased. What else? Oh, iPhone. iPhones, yeah, they're bad. I'll just leave it at that. Oh, and how did I know my Mac was being hacked? For everyone that's going to come back at me with, you can't hack a Mac. This big red stop sign would pop up on my dash, and it would say, this warning, blah, 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 this IP address is in use by, and I was technologically dumb at the time. I mean, really dumb. I was in the middle of India on a beach, and I got hacked. Come on. That was Shirley Times. That was before she showed up and said hello. That's why she was still watching me for a whole year before she let me know she was there. Fun times. But my point is, I was in India on a beach, and I got hacked. So, on a Mac. So, the red stop sign, warning, yeah, you can get hacked on a Mac. But you'll have a million people that will tell you, oh, no, you can't. And I just think that they disguise it. I really do. I think the Mac kind of actually is so well made, it might disguise that you have a problem. I also have issues with the fact that Apple has the mic that can be left open on the iPhone. So basically, they did that, and that's how I found out it was real, that you can hear it when it's off. You can remotely turn on the mic, open it up on the iPhone, and so say law enforcement wants to hear your conversations, they remotely open your mic, and that's it. From then on out until your battery's dead, you hear the conversation, and they say, well, you can just take the battery out of the iPhone, and you can't hear the conversations. Well, you can't take the battery out of the iPhone. So I'm not sure why all that stuff was put in the, in the Apple stuff, but I would go with, history has proven that corporations work with governments and, whatnot. So yeah, I'm not anti-government. I'm just saying, I want my phone to be private. That would be nice. Okay, anyways, have a great day, everybody. I hope everybody's having a great time.